It's an honor to stand before you today and share some reflections on the three roles that truly changed my life. We all have experiences and moments that shape who we are, and for me, these three roles, both on and off screen, have had a profound impact on my journey. Playing Malcolm X in the 1992 film Malcolm X, directed by Spike Lee, was a transformative experience for me both as an actor and as a person. It wasn't just another role I was stepping into, it was an opportunity to bring one of the most powerful and influential figures in American history to life. Malcolm X wasn't just a historical figure for me, he was a man of intense complexity, a person whose ideas about race, justice, and the American experience resonated deeply with me. This role changed my perspective on social issues, identity, and the power of individual transformation. When I first read the script, I was overwhelmed with the magnitude of the responsibility. Malcolm X was not only an activist, he was a symbol of radical change. His life was defined by conflict, personal struggle, and the search for truth, and it was essential to convey that internal conflict honestly and with integrity. It wasn't just about playing a character who had a significant impact on history, it was about understanding why his journey mattered, both at the time and in the present day. The film was an attempt to capture the story of a man who had once been a hustler, a convict, and a radical, only to become a powerful voice for social change and unity. His transformation was striking, one man's evolution from ignorance to enlightenment, from hate to understanding. As I began to dive into the life of Malcolm X, I was struck by how deeply his journey mirrored the struggles that many people face in their own lives. Born as Malcolm Little in Omaha, Nebraska, he was subjected to racial discrimination and violence at a young age, which, like many of us, shaped his worldview. Growing up in the harsh realities of a segregated society, he witnessed his father's murder, his mother's institutionalization, and the severe economic hardships of his family. His experiences reflected a reality that was painful and often hopeless for many Black Americans in the 20th century. Yet, despite this, Malcolm's evolution was about more than just survival. It was about self-empowerment, education, and ultimately a vision for a better world. In portraying Malcolm, I had to go beyond memorizing lines or recreating a series of historical events. I needed to embody the emotional weight of his transformation. In the early part of his life, Malcolm was caught up in a cycle of crime, drugs, and violence. But when he was imprisoned, something changed. He began reading voraciously, educating himself and forming ideas that would later influence his stance on race relations and African American empowerment. He joined the Nation of Islam and, under the guidance of Elijah Muhammad, became an outspoken advocate for Black nationalism and separatism. But it wasn't until later in his life, after his pilgrimage to Mecca, that his views began to shift. He realized that Islam was not just about segregation, but about brotherhood, and that his vision of unity needed to be much broader. Portraying this man's journey from anger and division to forgiveness and unity was difficult, but incredibly powerful. It required me to delve into the deepest parts of myself to find the authenticity of Malcolm's emotions, struggles, and ultimate redemption. In many ways, I found myself challenged by his transformation. His story, which was marked by personal tragedy, gave me a new lens through which I could view the world around me. The more I learned about Malcolm X, the more I understood the depth of his philosophy. Malcolm was a man of contradictions, and it was important to capture this in my portrayal. His anger at the systemic racism he experienced in America was undeniable, but what I learned was that this anger was not just a result of bitterness, it was a call for change. He didn't want to simply highlight the problems, he wanted to offer solutions, to empower his people to stand up against oppression. His philosophy was rooted in the belief that Black people deserved dignity, respect, and freedom, not just from the oppression of whites, but also from the internalized racism that often plagued their own communities. His ultimate shift in perspective, particularly after he left the Nation of Islam, was one of the most powerful aspects of his story. The realization that his previous beliefs, which had been centered around separatism and self-reliance, needed to be expanded to include a global vision of solidarity and unity was profound. It showed me that change, both personal and societal, is not a straight path, but rather a series of lessons, struggles, and moments of growth. Malcolm's story was a constant reminder that transformation is not only possible, but also necessary. His willingness to question his beliefs, to open his mind, and to evolve made him a beacon of hope and change for generations. What this role taught me, more than anything, was that the fight for equality and justice is not just about confronting external forces, but also about transforming oneself. Malcolm X's personal journey emphasized the importance of self-examination, of confronting one's own biases and limitations in order to build a better world. His life inspired me to look deeper into my own beliefs and to ask myself, what can I do to make a difference? How can I fight for justice, not just for others, but also for myself? Playing Malcolm gave me the perspective and strength to address these questions head-on. In conclusion, playing Malcolm X was more than just an opportunity to portray an extraordinary man. It was a chance for me to reflect on my own journey and to realize the power of personal transformation. The character of Malcolm X taught me the value of education, the strength found in unity, and the importance of questioning and reevaluating one's beliefs. His legacy, both on and off screen, has been a guiding force in my life, urging me to stand up for justice, to lead with conviction, and to never stop learning and evolving. This role didn't just change my career, it changed my life. Playing Coach Herman Boone in Remember the Titans 2000 was one of the most impactful roles I have ever taken on. The story, set against the backdrop of high school football in the 1970s, tells the true tale of an integrated football team in Virginia and the challenges they face both on and off the field. Coach Boone's leadership in navigating racial tensions, uniting a divided team, and overcoming adversity was nothing short of inspiring. Stepping into his shoes gave me invaluable lessons about leadership, mentorship, and the importance of unity in the face of division. When I first read the script, I knew this character was more than just a coach. He was a symbol of strength, resolve, and moral integrity. Coach Boone was tasked with leading a team of young men from different racial backgrounds, each carrying their own biases and prejudices. The film captured the essence of a pivotal time in American history, when racial segregation was being forcibly dismantled, and the team's struggles mirrored the larger societal issues of the era. Boone's challenge was not just about winning football games, it was about building character, trust, and a sense of brotherhood among players who had grown up in a world of division. What struck me most about Coach Boone was his unwavering commitment to doing what was right, even when it wasn't the easiest or most popular path. From the very beginning, he faced resistance from players, parents, and even his own coaching staff. The existing head coach, Coach Yost, played a central role in the team's success before the integration, and he was initially resentful of Boone's appointment. There were also players who resented being forced to work together, particularly the black and white players who had grown up in a racially charged environment. But despite this opposition, Coach Boone's leadership never wavered. He believed deeply in the potential of the team, and he wasn't going to let anything, whether it was racism, personal animosity, or a lack of support, derail the mission he had set out to accomplish. In portraying Coach Boone, I had to embody that same kind of unyielding leadership. I realized that true leadership is about more than just making decisions, it's about inspiring confidence and trust in those you lead. Coach Boone had a clear vision for what he wanted to achieve, and that vision went beyond winning games. He wanted to change lives, to teach his players lessons that would stick with them long after they left the field. His focus was on building a cohesive unit where each player, regardless of race, could see the value of collaboration and mutual respect. This idea of leadership, where success is defined not by personal achievement but by the collective effort of the group, resonated deeply with me. One of the most significant moments in Coach Boone's journey, and in the film as a whole, is the way he forces the team to confront their prejudices head-on. There's a pivotal scene where Coach Boone takes the team to a cemetery and delivers a powerful speech about overcoming the fear and hate that divide them. In that moment, Boone doesn't just talk about football, he talks about life. He challenges the players to look beyond the color of their skin and see each other as teammates. He urges them to let go of their old perceptions and embrace the idea that unity and brotherhood are more powerful than any racial divide. It was a turning point in the film, where the players started to understand that their success as a team depended on their ability to trust and support one another. This scene and Coach Boone's leadership throughout the film taught me the importance of empathy and communication. It showed me that leadership is not about imposing your will on others. It's about understanding where they come from, acknowledging their struggles, and guiding them through their fears and doubts. It was about creating an environment where every individual felt valued and understood, and where they could push past their limitations to become something greater than they thought possible. This kind of leadership is rooted in respect and trust, and it's something I carried with me long after I finished playing the role. Another aspect of Coach Boone's character that impacted me was his ability to remain firm and composed in the face of personal and professional adversity. In the film, Boone's position as the head coach is constantly under scrutiny. He is criticized by parents, opposed by his coaching staff, and challenged by the media. But despite this pressure, he refuses to compromise on his principles. He doesn't allow himself to be swayed by external opinions or internal doubts. He stays focused on his mission to teach his players the value of discipline, integrity, and unity. This unshakable resolve was a crucial lesson for me, especially in my own life as an actor and public figure. There are always external pressures, expectations, judgments, criticisms, but what I learned from Coach Boone was the importance of staying true to one's convictions, even when faced with adversity. It's easy to get lost in the noise of public opinion, or to second-guess yourself when things aren't going well. But Coach Boone taught me that true leadership requires conviction, consistency, and the courage to stay the course, no matter the obstacles in the way. Perhaps the most enduring lesson I took from playing Coach Boone is the importance of mentorship. Coach Boone was more than just a coach, he was a mentor, a father figure, and a guide. He invested in his players' personal growth, not just their athletic abilities. His mentorship extended beyond the field, and he worked hard to shape his players into responsible young men who understood their role in the world and their responsibility to one another. As I portrayed him, I came to understand the profound impact that mentorship can have on someone's life. The way a mentor guides, challenges, and supports someone can shape their future in ways that go beyond the immediate moment. Portraying Troy Maxson in Fences 2016 was an experience that deeply affected me, both as an actor and as a human being. Adapted from August Wilson's Pulitzer Prize-winning play, the story is a powerful exploration of family, race, love, and the weight of dreams unfulfilled. Troy Maxson is one of the most complex characters I have ever had the privilege of bringing to life. His struggles, flaws, and desires offered me a profound understanding of the human condition and challenged me to confront the intricate layers of identity, legacy, and redemption. Troy Maxson is a man who carries the scars of his past like an unrelenting burden. A former baseball player who was excluded from the major leagues due to the color of his skin, Troy is a symbol of lost potential and unrealized dreams. His bitterness about the opportunities denied to him permeates every aspect of his life. As I delved into Troy's character, I couldn't help but feel the weight of his frustrations and the lingering pain of a man who believes the world has been unjust to him. This role required me to explore not just the external barriers of racism and inequality, but also the internal struggles that come from carrying resentment and regret. Troy's relationships are central to the story of Fences. He is a husband to Rose, a father to his sons Corey and Lyons, and a friend to Bono, yet his interactions with them are often fraught with tension and conflict. As an actor, it was both challenging and rewarding to navigate the complexity of these relationships. Troy loves his family, but his love is expressed in ways that are often harsh and controlling. He has a deep desire to protect his son Corey from the same disappointments he faced, but his protective instincts manifest as authoritarianism. In one of the most poignant moments of the film, Troy tells Corey, "I don't have to like you. I've got a responsibility to take care of you." That line encapsulates Troy's perspective on fatherhood: practical, duty-bound, and devoid of sentimentality. It was a moment that forced me to confront the generational divides in how love and responsibility are expressed. Rose, Troy's wife, is the anchor of the family, and their marriage is a central element of the story. As Troy, I had to embody a man who, despite his love for Rose, allows his own insecurities and desires to lead him astray. His infidelity is a critical turning point in the narrative, exposing his vulnerability and selfishness. For me, this aspect of Troy's character was one of the most difficult to portray because it revealed the flaws of a man who was otherwise trying to hold his family together. Troy's betrayal is not just a betrayal of his wife, it is a betrayal of the stability and love that Rose has worked tirelessly to provide for their family. It's a moment that shatters the illusion of Troy as a provider and protector and forces the audience to grapple with his humanity. What struck me most about Troy's journey was his inability to let go of the past and adapt to a changing world. Troy's bitterness about his own missed opportunities blinds him to the new possibilities available to his son Corey. When Corey dreams of playing college football, Troy dismisses it outright, convinced that racism will prevent Corey from succeeding just as it prevented him. This generational conflict was deeply resonant for me because it highlighted the tension between the lessons of the past and the hope for the future. Troy believes he is protecting his son by discouraging him, but in reality he is projecting his own pain and fear onto Corey, stifling his son's dreams in the process. As I performed these scenes, I found myself reflecting on how the wounds of one generation can shape the choices and opportunities of the next. One of the most profound aspects of playing Troy was his relationship with death. Throughout the film, Troy speaks of death as a tangible presence, an adversary he has wrestled with and will ultimately face again. His personification of death gave me insight into his resilience and his refusal to succumb to the hardships of life. Troy is a man who has fought for everything he has, yet he is acutely aware of the inevitability of his own mortality. This awareness informs his actions, both good and bad. His defiance in the face of death is admirable, but it also underscores the futility of his attempts to control everything around him. For me, this aspect of Troy's character was a reminder of the universal struggle to find meaning and purpose in a life that is ultimately finite. The process of portraying Troy Maxson was emotionally taxing, but it was also profoundly rewarding. It forced me to confront difficult truths about humanity, such as the ways in which love can be both nurturing and destructive, and how the legacies we inherit shape the paths we take. Troy is not an easy character to love, but he is an easy character to understand. His flaws, insecurities, and contradictions make him painfully human, and it was my job to bring those qualities to the forefront. In conclusion, playing Troy Maxson in Fences changed the way I view storytelling, relationships, and the power of performance. Troy's story is one of pain and redemption, of love and loss, and of a man grappling with his own humanity. Through this role, I learned that true understanding comes not from justifying a character's actions, but from empathizing with their struggles. Troy Maxson is a reflection of the complexities of life itself, and his journey will stay with me forever. This role reminded me that the most meaningful stories are the ones that challenge us to look at ourselves and ask difficult questions. For me, Fences was not just a film, it was a mirror held up to the intricacies of the human experience, and playing Troy Maxson was an experience that profoundly shaped my life. Portraying deeply complex characters throughout my career has been more than just an exercise in acting, it has been an exercise in personal growth. The fourth key point, personal growth through characters, has been a defining aspect of my journey as an actor. Each role I have taken on has required me to stretch my understanding of the world, step into the shoes of people vastly different from myself, and engage with emotions, circumstances, and ideologies that challenge my own perspectives. The lessons I've learned from these experiences have shaped not only my approach to acting, but also my approach to life. Every character I've played has offered a unique lens through which to view the human condition. Whether it's Malcolm X's fiery passion for justice, Coach Herman Boone's steadfast determination to unite a divided team, or Troy Maxson's struggle with his own flaws and limitations. Each role has demanded that I look beyond the surface and explore the motivations and complexities that drive people. This process has taught me to be more empathetic and open-minded in my everyday life. It's one thing to read about a historical figure or a fictional character. It's another to embody them, to feel their pain, share their triumphs, and wrestle with their inner conflicts. The act of embodying a character goes beyond memorizing lines or hitting the right emotional beats. It's about immersing yourself in their world, understanding their fears, desires, and struggles. This immersion requires a level of vulnerability that can be both daunting and enlightening. For example, playing Malcolm X forced me to confront my own views on race, justice, and activism. It wasn't enough to portray his speeches or his charisma. I had to understand the anger that fueled his early activism and the spiritual enlightenment that transformed his later years. Through this process, I gained a deeper appreciation for the power of resilience and the importance of personal evolution. Similarly, when I played Coach Boone in Remember the Titans, I learned valuable lessons about leadership and perseverance. Boone was a man who faced immense pressure to bring together a racially divided football team during a time of societal upheaval. As I delved into his story, I realized that true leadership is not about command or control, it's about inspiring others to see the bigger picture and work toward a common goal. These lessons resonated with me personally, reminding me of the importance of empathy, communication, and standing firm in the face of adversity. Playing Troy Maxon in Fences was another transformative experience. Troy is a deeply flawed character, and portraying him required me to confront the darker aspects of human nature: resentment, bitterness, and the fear of failure. It was a difficult role to inhabit because it forced me to grapple with questions about legacy, family, and the ways in which our own insecurities can shape our relationships. Through Troy, I learned that personal growth often comes from confronting uncomfortable truths about ourselves. His story was a reminder that while we may not always be able to control the circumstances of our lives, we can control how we respond to them. What makes acting such a powerful vehicle for personal growth is the way it forces you to engage with a diverse range of perspectives. In my career, I've had the opportunity to play characters from different walks of life, each with their own unique struggles and triumphs. This diversity has broadened my understanding of humanity and challenged me to think critically about issues like identity, morality, and the choices we make. It has also made me more appreciative of the shared experiences that connect us all. No matter how different a character's background or circumstances may be, there are always universal themes: love, loss, ambition, and redemption that resonate on a deeply human level. Another significant aspect of personal growth through acting is the discipline it requires. Preparing for a role demands not only emotional investment, but also physical and mental preparation. Whether it's researching a historical figure, learning a new skill, or mastering an accent, the process of preparing for a role teaches you the value of hard work and dedication. It's about pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone and embracing the challenges that come with growth. This mindset has influenced how I approach challenges in my personal life, reminding me that growth often comes from embracing the unknown and persevering through difficulties. Acting has also taught me the importance of self-reflection. Each role I've played has forced me to confront different aspects of myself, my strengths, my weaknesses, and the beliefs that shape my identity. For instance, when playing characters who are grappling with loss or failure, I've had to draw on my own experiences and emotions to create an authentic performance. This process of introspection has been deeply therapeutic, helping me to better understand myself and the world around me. Ultimately, the growth I've experienced through acting goes beyond the individual roles I've played. It's about the cumulative effect of immersing myself in the lives of others, stepping outside of my own perspective, and challenging myself to see the world through new eyes. Acting has given me the opportunity to explore the complexities of the human experience in a way that few other professions can. It has taught me to be more compassionate, more resilient, and more open to the endless possibilities of life. In conclusion, personal growth through characters is one of the most rewarding aspects of being an actor. Each role is a journey of discovery, offering valuable lessons about humanity, empathy, and the power of storytelling. Through acting, I have learned to embrace vulnerability, confront difficult truths, and see the world from perspectives I might never have considered otherwise. The growth I've experienced through this process has not only made me a better actor, but also a better person. Acting has been a constant reminder that growth is not a destination, it's a lifelong journey, one that is enriched by the stories we tell and the connections we make along the way. The fifth key point, finding purpose in storytelling, has been a guiding principle in my career and my life. Storytelling, in all its forms, is one of the most powerful tools for connecting people, sharing experiences, and inspiring change. Through the roles I've portrayed and the projects I've chosen, I've come to understand that acting is not just about entertainment, it's about reflecting the human experience, shedding light on untold truths, and motivating others to see the world in new ways. This purpose has given my work deeper meaning and has driven me to approach each project with intention and passion. Stories are universal. They transcend barriers of language, culture, and background to reveal the shared experiences that unite us as human beings. As an actor, my role in this process is to breathe the life into characters, to take words on a page and transform them into emotions that resonate with audiences. This responsibility has always been a privilege to me, but it's also a calling. It's about recognizing that the stories I help tell have the power to inspire, educate, and provoke meaningful conversations. That understanding has shaped my approach to my craft and has guided me in choosing projects that align with this purpose. Some of the most impactful projects I've been involved in are those that tell stories with profound societal implications. Films like Malcolm X, Remember the Titans, Fences, and Glory are more than just entertainment. They are windows into the struggles and triumphs of people navigating complex, often painful, realities. These films highlight themes like racial inequality, leadership, family dynamics, and the cost of war. By participating in these stories, I've been able to contribute to conversations about justice, resilience, and the human spirit. Take, for example, Malcolm X. This role was not just an opportunity to portray a historical figure, it was a chance to share the nuanced story of a man whose journey from anger to enlightenment continues to inspire people worldwide. Through Malcolm X's story, I was able to explore themes of identity, transformation, and the pursuit of justice. This film challenged audiences to reconsider what they thought they knew about Malcolm X, and to see him as a multifaceted individual whose evolution reflected a larger narrative about societal change. Being part of that story reinforced for me the idea that storytelling can challenge perceptions and create space for growth and understanding. Similarly, Remember the Titans was a film that demonstrated the power of unity and perseverance in the face of division. It told the true story of a high school football team navigating the challenges of racial integration in 1970s Virginia. Coach Herman Boone, whom I had the honor of portraying, was a man who believed in the transformative power of teamwork and mutual respect. Through this story, audiences were reminded that unity is not just a lofty ideal, it's something that requires effort, communication, and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths. The film's impact on viewers, especially young people, was a testament to the importance of telling stories that promote empathy and understanding. Finding purpose in storytelling also means being intentional about the kinds of narratives I choose to support. I've always believed that representation matters and that the stories we tell shape how people see themselves and the world around them. That's why I've sought out roles that highlight underrepresented voices and perspectives. Whether it's the story of a soldier fighting for his beliefs and glory, or a father struggling to hold his family together in fences, these narratives shed light on experiences that might otherwise go unnoticed. By telling these stories, I hope to contribute to a broader understanding of humanity and to inspire others to see value in perspectives different from their own. At its core, storytelling is an act of empathy. It requires us to step into someone else's shoes, to see the world through their eyes, and to convey their experiences in a way that others can feel and understand. This act of empathy has been one of the most rewarding aspects of my career. It's taught me to listen more, to judge less, and to approach every story and every person with an open heart and mind. Acting has shown me that even the most flawed characters have something to teach us, and even the most difficult stories have value. Beyond the personal impact, storytelling has a ripple effect. A single film, play, or piece of art can inspire countless people to think differently, act differently, or pursue their dreams. I've seen this firsthand in the reactions of audiences, in letters from viewers, and in conversations with people who were moved by the stories I've been a part of. Knowing that my work has the potential to spark change, no matter how small, is one of the most fulfilling aspects of my career. It reminds me that storytelling is not just about the individual artist, it's about the collective experience of creating something meaningful that resonates with others. In conclusion, finding purpose in storytelling has been the foundation of my journey as an actor. It's about more than just playing a role, it's about contributing to a larger narrative that celebrates humanity in all its complexities. Through storytelling, I've learned about resilience, empathy, and the power of connection. I've had the privilege of sharing stories that matter, and I've been inspired by the impact those stories can have on audiences. This purpose has guided my choices, fueled my passion, and given my work its deeper meaning. Storytelling is not just what I do, it's who I am, and it's a reminder that through art, we have the power to change the world one story at a time. The sixth key point, leaving a legacy of inspiration, has been one of the most meaningful pursuits of my life and career. Legacy is not just about what you accomplish, but about how your work, values, and presence resonate with others long after you are gone. For me, leaving a legacy of inspiration is about planting seeds of possibility in others, motivating them to strive for greatness, and encouraging them to find purpose and meaning in their own lives. It is a commitment to impact others positively, to uplift those who come after you, and to ensure that your contributions extend beyond personal success, to touch the lives of others in a profound and enduring way. In my career as an actor, I've always understood that the roles I choose and the stories I tell have the power to reach people in ways that transcend entertainment. Acting is not just about embodying a character, it's about connecting with audiences, reflecting their struggles and triumphs, and inspiring them to see the world and themselves differently. Each role I've taken on has been an opportunity to convey messages of hope, resilience, and the potential for change. Whether it's the story of a leader fighting for justice, a father navigating family dynamics, or a coach uniting a team divided by prejudice, these characters and their journeys serve as reminders of what is possible when we confront challenges with courage and conviction. Leaving a legacy of inspiration also means being intentional about representation and visibility. Throughout my career, I have recognized the importance of telling stories that reflect the diversity and richness of human experiences, particularly those of marginalized communities. Representation matters because it shapes how people see themselves and how they are seen by the world. When people see someone who looks like them, comes from their background, or shares their struggles achieving great things, it validates their own dreams and ambitions. It shows them that barriers can be broken, that they belong, and that they too can achieve their goals. This understanding has guided my choices as an actor and a producer, ensuring that the work I do contributes to a broader narrative of inclusion and empowerment. Inspiring others is not limited to the roles I play or the films I make. It extends to the relationships I build, the mentorship I provide, and the example I set in my personal and professional life. I've always believed that leadership is about lifting others up and creating opportunities for them to thrive. Whether it's mentoring young actors, supporting emerging filmmakers, or sharing wisdom with aspiring artists, I view these moments as integral to my legacy. By passing on the lessons I've learned and encouraging others to follow their dreams, I hope to create a ripple effect of inspiration that reaches far beyond my own career. The impact of a legacy is often seen in the ways it empowers others to push boundaries and take risks. Throughout my journey, I've encountered countless stories from people who were moved or motivated by my work. From young actors who were inspired to pursue their dreams after watching a performance to audiences who felt seen and understood through the stories I've helped tell. These moments are a testament to the power of art to transform lives. Knowing that my work has touched people in this way is one of the greatest rewards of my career. It reminds me that leaving a legacy is not about the applause you receive, but about the lives you impact. A significant part of building a legacy of inspiration is staying true to your values and principles, even in the face of adversity. Integrity, authenticity, and a commitment to excellence have been my guiding principles throughout my career. These values have shaped my approach to storytelling, influenced the roles I've chosen, and defined the way I interact with others. They have also helped me navigate challenges, setbacks, and criticism, reminding me that true success lies not in external validation, but in staying faithful to what you believe in and standing firm in your purpose. Leaving a legacy also involves embracing vulnerability and authenticity. As an actor, I've learned that the most powerful performances come from a place of honesty and emotional truth. This applies not only to my craft, but also to how I live my life. By being open about my own struggles, failures, and lessons learned, I hope to show others that imperfection is part of the journey, and that growth comes from embracing challenges with humility and perseverance. A legacy of inspiration is not about presenting a flawless image, but about being real and relatable, showing others that they too can rise above obstacles and achieve greatness. In conclusion, leaving a legacy of inspiration is not a destination, but a continuous process of striving to make a positive difference in the world. It's about recognizing the power of your actions, words, and choices to uplift others and create a lasting impact. For me, this means using my platform as an actor and storyteller to share meaningful narratives, foster representation, and empower the next generation of dreamers and creators. It means staying true to my values, mentoring others, and showing up with authenticity and purpose. Above all, it means living a life that inspires others to believe in their potential and to pursue their dreams with passion and determination. A legacy of inspiration is a gift we give to the future, and it is one of the most fulfilling and enduring contributions we can make.